All right, this is for Lion and the Lamb, EG1. This is in the key of B, just the regular recording. So if you need to transpose from there, you'll have to move things up and down frets. There's no capo for this one. It's mostly lead parts, and it's mostly centered, if you know your scales, it's mostly centered around the B scale, but it's actually the G sharp minor shape, right? So the pentatonic on the 4th fret with the extra notes. So you're going to have a couple of lead patterns, and then there's also going to be a lot of these kind of chords. So let's just get into it. So the intro, it's got the so that's on the 4th fret, starting on the G. It's 4, 6, and then 4 on the B, and then 4, 6 on the G, and then 5, 4 on the B. So and then you come up here to the 16th fret on the D and the G strings. You bar it, and then you hit the 14th on the B. So it goes. The delay is kind of filling in a lot of space there. What it sounds like it's doing, like it sounds like he's picking, but you don't have to do all that picking because your delays should be filling in some of that space. So it's 16 and 14, 16 on the D and the G, 14 on the B, and then you wait, and then you do a 16-14 pull off on the B, and then you hit the 14 again. And then you go 16 on the G and back to the 14 on the B. So all of that together, that's where we're at. And then you do another pull off on the B, and then you start over. And then this time you do you pick it twice. You don't really have to, I guess, but. So all of that together sounds like. You should have a lot of delay and reverb, make that really swirly. And then you come down real quick and you do the same thing again. So do it twice. So jumping back and forth between them sounds like this. Out for verse 1. Now, verse 1 is a lot of, well, the whole song really has a lot of synth, a lot of motion synth. So if you're playing an arrangement where you can't do that, like if you're not running tracks or your synth player can't do that kind of arpeggio stuff, then you can fill in some of that space by coming up here to the, basically kind of you can do what you're going to do for the second verse anyway. You would go to the second verse does this little pattern. I'll go ahead and teach you the second verse, and then we can talk about the first verse. So second verse, you're going to come to the 4th fret on the G string, and you're just going to palm mute it and pick that note. And that's for the first 2 measures, or 4 measures, however fast you're counting it. And then you're going to go. So that would be an easier version of it, but basically it's 3 picks, and then you're going to come up to the 7th fret on the B string, and then on the G, you're going to go on the 8 and the 6. I would do a slide, because you're coming back down. I guess I slide the first finger, so forget that. So, slow motion is. So, the second verse is all of it together is. to make sure that you're really quiet there. That's not like a focal point. It's just adding some rhythm to it and some something like interesting, but not a focus. And I guess so. If you can take that kind of in the first verse, and you can do you do that exactly. I wouldn't do it. I would do it even quieter in the first verse so that it stands out more in the second verse, or you could just something like that. You can simplify it. That is on the B string, the 5, 4, and then the 4 on the G. You can do things like that to add a little bit of that chunky motion sort of sound that the synth is doing, if you don't have that synth part in your arrangement. So, anyways, we do verse 1, and then when we get to the chorus 1, it's doing swells. So if you pull that pedal over here, so the chords, so this is your 1 chord is essentially what you want to think of is this, like there's a capo here and you're playing G shapes, right? So like if we do that, but we're only going to be playing the top 3 strings, so, and then it does a E minor. If you're on the capo is next, it's your G sharp minor, but that's, if you notice, if you're doing that E minor add 9, it's the same chords, it's the same notes on the top, and then it does a D. So you've got the 6th, 7th, 6th fret, and then with a C, you can do this. We could do a regular C with the add 9 up here, and that's going to be 4, 5, 7 on the top strings, and then back to that D. So that's the gist of it. So like that's the theory behind it. So those chords are going to be, and then for the E, you'll do the same thing. But remember, you're going to swell them, and then the D. Yeah. Keep it quiet. So that's your whole pattern there. And then you're back to the then you do verse 2, which we already talked about. Now, chorus 2 and all further choruses, you're going to take that same kind of concept with those chords. Really, you're going to just stay on this one for most of it. You don't want to be doing too much, like, you don't want to be doing these full, because then you're filling in a lot of the frequencies that are the vocals and the upper frequencies of the bass and the keys and stuff, and so it gets really muddy. So we're going to stay up high. You're just going to do that. And then you stay on it for the E minor. That's a C. D. And I guess I'm saying the chords that are capoed. So it's a B. That's a G sharp minor. It's an E. F sharp. So you're just gonna do that through that whole chorus. You'll do it twice. Well, no, you'll do it once, but then you'll tag at the end the E and F sharp, and then you get to the last chord that you'll play going into the bridge is this. It's a C sharp minor, but it's the top 3 strings. It's G string is on the 6th, and then the 5th, and then the 4th on the top 3 strings. So you'll come out of the let ring because that's the chord that the bridge starts on. So then it goes through the first part of the bridge with no, it's just the bass and the piano. And then it gets to this little lead pattern. So it starts on the 4th fret on the G string, and then you go on the B 5 4, and then on the G 6, and then back up to the 4 on the B, and then back to the 6 on the G, and then to the 4 on the G, and then just leave that held down, and then the pinky on the 7 on the B, and then back to the 4 on the B. That's the whole pattern, and then that just keeps repeating. Well, except for that very first note, that's just like how you intro into it. And then you do it 3 times. And then the last time, you just go. So that's just on the B. It's all on the B. It's 5 4 7. And then we come into and then you're into the same thing that you did for the other choruses. And then you do that chorus all the way out, and then the outro is just it's just that pattern over and over 4 times, and then you end. So what we will do now is play the track.
1,
and I will play the part in context.
1, 2, 3, 4. Intro. Intro. Chorus.
Skip that passing D.
Interlude. Verse. Chorus.
Minor.
Bridge. Repeat
here.
bridge.